with the 2024 induction ceremony and the 26th Birmingham Hall of Fame. For 107 years, members of the Kiwanis Club of Birmingham have worked to inspire, develop, and support civic growth in Birmingham. And today's event is truly a testament of our ongoing commitment to service. We build by serving in the Kiwanis. At this time, it is my pleasure to invite past Kiwanis Club of Birmingham president, a Birmingham Business Hall of Fame inductee, and honorary chair of today's program, Attorney J. Mason Davis, to start the induction ceremony. Attorney Davis.
Good morning, everyone. It's my honor to come before you and introduce those that are to introduce the inductees. I was president of this organization back in the early 2000s or the late 1900s, and also an inductee in the mid-2000s. So thank you for being president, and it's my pleasure to welcome you and to introduce Billy Hulsey, who will come behind me, Billy Forbes, and he will come behind me and introduce those that are to introduce the inductees. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mason. I am Catherine Crosby, one of your co-chairs, and I'm excited to welcome all of you today. Before I begin, I would like to express our gratitude to our Kiwanians, our committee, and our corporate partners who've made today possible. We would like to express our gratitude to our key sponsors, Renaissance Bank for providing support as our parking and coffee reception, First Horizon Bank for your partnership in sponsoring the inductee videos, Brassfield & Gorey, ProAssurance, and Starnes Davis Flory for supporting the event as gold sponsors, Hoare and the Featheringill Foundation for providing support as Navy sponsors. Please welcome Bob.
Thank you, Catherine. Well, we couldn't have organized this event without the generous support of the sponsors that are going to be displayed behind me. The Birmingham Business Alliance, Bridgeworth Savant, Coca-Cola Bottling Company United, Liggett Industries, Medical Properties Charitable Trust, Regions, Sanford University, the Birmingham Business Alliance, said that twice, the University of Alabama Systems, and the Welch Group. Give them a round of applause, please. We deeply appreciate their support. Billy.
Thank you, Bob. Today, we're here to celebrate. Since 1917, the Kiwanis Club of Birmingham has been dedicated to uniting business, civic, and community leaders to build a stronger city by serving. One of our first projects in the 1930s created Vulcan Park, when we moved Vulcan to the top of Red Mountain. It is this commitment to our city that has brought us here today. By celebrating our past, we continue to look toward our future. We celebrate civic leadership and the positive impact it has on all of us. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our past inductees that have joined us today. When I call your name, please stand. 2003 inductee Miller Gorey of Brassfield & Gorey, one of our sponsors today. 2008 inductee James T. Stevens of EBSCO. 2009 inductee Dr. Darrell Crow of ProAssurance. Another Kiwanis president, 2014 inductee Richard Anthony of Synovus. Fellow 2014 inductee Susan Matlock of Innovation Depot. A third past Kiwanis president and our honorary chair today, who you've already met, Mason Davis. 2018 inductee and Kiwanian Michael Calvert of Operation New Birmingham. And finally, 2019 inductee John McMahon of Ligon Industries, another one of our sponsors today. Let's give this group a round of applause.
Well, let's officially get this induction of these exceptional individuals into the Birmingham Business Hall of Fame underway. We have the privilege of honoring our first inductee in the 2024 class, William C. Hulsey, retired CEO of Arlington Properties.
William C. Hulsey, Arlington Properties. Over the course of several decades, William C. Hulsey helped transform Arlington Properties into a national leader in multifamily development and management.
He had an entrepreneurial gene, I guess I would say. And so when he was at Crescent Elementary, I guess this would have been in the late 40s and early 50s, he sold pencils to the teachers, and he sold yo-yos to people in the community. And he would actually go door to door selling things. And so he was making money, you know, throughout, and he never stopped making money. He just had that gene.
After graduating from the University of Alabama, Hulsey went to work for his father and uncle in the mortgage banking business.
You always felt comfortable that you were always going to be led down the right path of fairness and integrity. That's really his hallmarks.
In 1976, he joined Arlington Properties. Under his leadership, the company would grow into a powerhouse in multifamily development and construction.
He believes in people and tries to see the good in people, so that becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
His leadership style is he's very trusting. He really leads by example. He's the kind of guy that you would never want to suggest that we should do something that was in any way questionable morally or within character, because he would be disappointed in you, and you never wanted to have that happen.
The company has developed and constructed more than 35,000 multifamily units, and its management division manages more than 20,000 units across the nation.
Used to just be, well, you rented for a little while before you could buy a house, and now people are renters by choice for a long, long time. And so the quality has gone up. The scope of where we do developments has gone up. The dollars have certainly gone up. And then where we do property management has increased from 1 or 2 states to 15 states today.
Part of it is the people that he surrounded himself by. He hired some amazing people, and of course Jim's had a huge impact on the growth of the company. But I think there was a lot of long-term employees that were highly invested, and I think that the company went through some really difficult times with the death of his business partner and with getting into some difficult investments. And I think that because of his the way he treated people, they hung in there for him. And there were periods of time when they had to work, go through a lot of stressful situations, and they would not have done that probably for just anybody. I think because of the trust that people had in him, I think that helped the company weather some storms.
Colleagues say the company's growth can, in large part, be attributed to Hulsey's leadership style and relentless focus on integrity.
There's this story that I tell about him, and we were negotiating the sale of a property to someone, a group from Miami, and we had some disagreements on things, and Billy, who wasn't directly engaged, he told Kent and myself, he said, just remember, we're always going to be fair, but make sure we're more fair to them than we are to ourselves, which on its face doesn't really make sense, but you understand what he meant. Always make them feel better about what we're doing. So I think that's a good story. It illustrates kind of who he is.
Hulsey's business acumen made him a coveted board member, serving several companies, including South Trust Bank, allied products, and all seasons travel.
People just really respected him and wanted him to be on the board because they knew who his character was.
He's also served in leadership roles for a number of nonprofit organizations and was a supporter of local arts organizations, including the Birmingham Museum of Art, the Birmingham Symphony Association, and Birmingham's Children's Theater.
He was very philanthropic. He loved the art museum. His uncle, who had been his mentor, his business mentor and personal mentor, was an art collector, and this uncle had no children, and so he took my dad under his wing. And so my dad kind of learned about art and the value of art and how it can enhance the city, and he loved the museum and what it meant to the city. So that was one of his main things, but he was always very philanthropic just across the board as well.
In addition to the growth of Arlington Properties and his civic involvement, colleagues say Hulsey's legacy is evident. It's in the way he deals with people and conducts business.
The company has, one thing that I think a really tight focus on what they do and good values, and I think those are things that he kick-started. So I think those are some of the legacies.
The culture of integrity and honesty and doing the right thing, but working hard and achieving your goals has set that culture hasn't changed at Arlington, and that's the key to our success.
It's my great honor to welcome Mr. Hulsey to the stage to accept his award.
Wow. That's all I know to say is wow. Thank you. Well, I really don't know what to say after all these remarks. At one time I was thinking, well, wonder who that was. But I've been very blessed and fortunate to surround myself with good people. We have grown and succeeded because of the talent we've been able to recruit and because of our support that we got from the people who were associated with our company. I want to thank the Kiwanis for this induction into the Birmingham Business Hall of Fame. It's a great honor for me and our company. Excuse me. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that my late business partner, Frank Nix, had as much to do with our success as I did. And we've got great employees who work for us and who supported us, and that's what it takes to make the success of any company. And I'm particularly surprised to be inducted into the the Business Hall of Fame. I'm a Rotarian. I mean, yeah. But I'm really thrilled to be inducted into the Business Hall of Fame because I think that it is a symbol of success for our community. And I want to tell you, I appreciate it very much, and I'm fortunate to have you here today. God bless you.
Our next inductee is Robert Earl Kelly, the founder of Kelly Road Builders and Kelly Natural Gas Pipeline. Video.
Robert Earl Kelly, Kelly Road Builders, and Kelly Natural Gas Pipeline. Robert Earl Kelly's path to the Birmingham Business Hall of Fame started, in part, with a challenge from his father. His dad challenged him to think and to think big. Over the course of a career that spanned decades, Kelly didn't just think big, he achieved big, both in the companies he built and the impact he had on the economy, the community, and a long list of entrepreneurs he mentored.
I think it's been super impressive. particularly in the industry that he was in road building. In particular, that's a tough business. And for him to get into it, 25 plus years ago and build it to what it had become and what it is today is a feat in and of itself.
I always remembered that he was working and always building relationships and always doing something to better himself, to learn, to grow. And that was such a model for me, and I think my sister, as we grew up, that, you can do anything and achieve anything as long as you're willing to put in the work.
After working in several corporate roles, Kelly founded what would become Kelly Road Builders in 1999, building it into a leading road construction company.
I think his impact from that standpoint has been tremendous. And I think the jobs that he's created over the years, I think has been something that may or may not be truly valued, holistically, but I think the jobs that he's created and the families that his businesses have supported has been significant in the industry.
Robert's curious, he's creative, he's an innovator. He takes all of those different ways of thinking about new ways to do traditional ways of business and finds ways to be extremely successful. And he's done that in more than one area of business. What's so fun to watch about Robert is whatever he touches, he takes to a very high level of excellence, and he's been very successful in more than one area of business.
In 2015, Kelly branched out into a new industry, founding Kelly Natural Gas Pipeline, which focused on modernizing the natural gas pipelines throughout the Southeast.
That was a business that there was very few minorities in the country was in that space. So his willingness to take on tough tasks and having a plan and then ultimately executing on it says a lot about his vision and his ability to lead.
It's hard enough for someone to be that successful one time, but he's been able to do it on multiple occasions, and he's still doing it. And that's fun to watch, and it's inspiring, and I love the fact that he chooses to do that in the city of Birmingham, in this region, and in this state.
A Mississippi native, Kelly attended Jackson State University, where he was initially a theater major before graduating with a degree in communications. Colleagues say those skills he learned both in theater and communications have served him well as a leader and as a people person.
My dad is a talker, a great communicator, and I think he's always really stressed to me how important being a good communicator is, and that you always want to be a strong writer and always want to be able to, hold a good conversation with someone and be curious about other people. And I think that those are some qualities that have really made a difference in how he has showed up as a leader. He's a great communicator, but he's also a great listener.
Robert's leadership style, to me, is so energetic. I remember the first time I met him, he has a way of bringing everybody in. He doesn't command the room by trying to be the center of attention. He commands the room by bringing everybody together and making everybody feel valued. And that's really a unique and special thing that not many people have.
In addition to building his own businesses, Kelly mentored a long list of entrepreneurs in the Magic City.
I get stopped by a lot of people who come up to me and say, "Man, I really appreciate your dad. He helped me with this," or "I had a great conversation with your dad about this topic." And so many folks have told me over the years that he has been a mentor to them. And he's always been really gracious with his time. And I think he truly understands the power of someone investing in you.
Kelly has also been a powerful force in the Birmingham community, playing a role in a number of influential organizations and impactful initiatives.
He helped make our community better. He gave people jobs that helped them send their kids to college, that put food on the table, that helped them take that good vacation. He invested in making our schools better, not just for me and my sister, but for students that would come behind us. He really invested in this city to make it better at every turn that he could.
His impact has been probably broader than most people may or may not realize.
Even beyond his impact on business and industry and the economy, colleagues say his ultimate legacy will be his impact on others.
Part of his legacy will be his ability to have helped others. and really mentored them, supported them. He's done a lot of things that he don't voice. He doesn't voice, never has voiced it, but he's helped a lot of people.
So we'd like to invite Mr. Kelly to come up and receive his award.
I got to tell you something funny. Louis Willie called me a couple of months ago, or 3 months ago, and said, "Hey, we want you to be one of our inductees." And I say, "Hey, man, thanks, but no thanks. I'm not worthy or anything like that." And he just insisted. He even got a call from Lee Davis. Where's Lee? Raising. Then my daughter finally convinced me. And Louis Willie called me and said, "Well, look, man, congratulations. Start working on your speech." And I've been working on a speech for 2 months. And then I get an email from him yesterday, and he said, "You got 3 minutes." I'd edited the speech 5 times. So I had to get the Reader's Digest version together, and I decided to try to keep it at 3 minutes. Something must be wrong with the mic. I got great parents, had great parents, my mom and daddy. Lost my daddy about 3 years ago, and he was an amazing entrepreneur. And I learned a lot from him. Good dude. My mama, she was the help. But she was determined. I didn't expect this to happen. She was determined to make sure all of her children got educated, know how to read, write, and do arithmetic. People have asked me, "Has this been easy?" I said, "No, it has not been easy at all. It's been very difficult. But what helps is when you have a good group of people that you work with. And the work that we're in now, the natural gas pipeline integrity business, you'll be amazed to know how skillful those people are. And it also helps to have great friends. A lot of them are in here now. And if I had more than 3 minutes, I would call each one of them name out. And I'm through with that one over there. But great friends are always rooting for you. I got to give a big shout out for my niece and my nephew. They have an amazing story. Stand up real quick. Kendall had sickle cell. And several months ago, his sister was a donor for a bone marrow transplant. And their mama, stand up, my sister-in-law, Renee, spent 100 plus days up at Vanderbilt to be with them every day. And I'm proud of that. My brother is the CEO of our company. And people often ask me, "How do y'all get along?" I say, we cool. And when we have debates, Mike, he will always give in, and he calls it older sibling privilege and move on. But I can sum him up by saying, I can call him at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, "Jared, there's a body that I need to get rid of." And all he's going to ask is whether or not he needs to bring a shovel. So he means a lot to me. Two of the greatest wonders in my world are sitting at the table. My two daughters. And I apologize. But Natalie and Whitley, they are remarkable. I'm real proud of them. There's two of my great wonders in my world. I've got a third one now. He's my grandson, Eli. He's 8 months old. You know, for the longest, I thought that there was no love stronger than a parent's love for their children. And then you have a grandchild, and the level kind of goes on up some. But he's probably at football practice. He's 8 months old. Jim, you'll be happy to know he's down at Auburn. You know, in Proverbs, it says, a truly good wife is the most precious treasure a man can find. Her husband depends on her, and she never lets him down. And with her own hands, she gladly make him clothes. Now, Dee, raise your hand, Dee. Stand up. She has never made me any clothes. But she has made collard greens, yams, potato salad, best fried catfish, peach cobbler, all those wonderful things, and the best biscuits in the world. But she's always been there for me. Even when times have gotten tough, she would look at me and say, don't worry about it. We're just going to pray, and everything is going to be all right. It would take me, if I could live 1,000 years to repay her. And if I could live that long and try to repay her, she would look at me and say, you know what? You owe me nothing. So I appreciate you, and I truly love you. I'm going to close with a quote from Dr. Seuss. If you get a chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said it was going to be easy. They just promised it would be worth it. I truly thank you, Kiwanis. Today has really been worth it. Did I go way over?
No, it's perfect.
My daughter Natalie told me, Dad, it's just 1 minute, and that's just 1 minute. That's good? Thank you.
Our next honoree is Starnes from ProAssurance.
Stancil Starnes of ProAssurance Corporation. Attorney, executive, community leader. Many individuals have had Hall of Fame careers by excelling in just one of those roles. Stancil Starnes has excelled in all three. In a career that has spanned decades, Starnes built a law firm into a powerhouse, transitioned to become a CEO of an insurance company, and has had a transformative effect on numerous community organizations that have shaped Birmingham and Alabama for the better.
He's very smart. He has an unparalleled work ethic, and success just comes naturally to him. What can I say?
You know, when you think about Stan's career, he's almost always been asked to be the leader. And in every endeavor that he's ever set his mind to, he's ended up being the chairman, being the president, being whatever the top position was.
He was always a thought leader. I mean, you know, when he's in the room, he's typically the smartest guy in the room.
Colleagues say Starnes has numerous qualities that have fueled his success, and storytelling is one of them.
What I really remember about Stan is his ability to command the room with his storytelling ability and to convey a message through the story that he was telling and to inspire people that way. It was really masterful to watch.
Starnes is a Tuscaloosa native and a University of Alabama graduate. He followed his father's footsteps into law, teaming with his father to form Starnes and Starnes in 1975.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are really, really smart, but they have a hard time communicating what they know. Stan is an unbelievable communicator, and he can take something that is extremely complex and tell it in a story that everyone can understand and is compelling. And that's what really made him a great lawyer.
Under his leadership, the firm distinguished itself as an industry leader, and Starnes was named as one of the best lawyers in America for more than 20 consecutive years.
Just as a lawyer, I've seen a lot of lawyers here in Alabama, but also from New York, across the country. I've never seen a better lawyer.
In 2006, Starnes leapt into the business world, joining Brassfield & Gorey in an executive role before succeeding Dr. Darrell Crowe as CEO of ProAssurance Corporation.
It was no surprise at all how successful he was, just because, when he takes on a project, he does it with such enthusiasm.
During Stan's time, the company really enjoyed a run of success financially, culturally. We grew through a number of acquisitions and expanded the geographic footprint and really enhanced ProAssurance as a national brand in medical professional liability.
The company grew steadily during Starnes' tenure, including a number of strategic acquisitions, becoming a national leader in specialty insurance. Colleagues say Starnes has a unique leadership style that has allowed him to be successful in every aspect of his career.
Stan's greatest quality to me is how balanced he is as a person. He is brilliant, but at the same time, he is loaded with common sense. He is often tough, but then he can also be tender. He can be firm, but he's always fair. And to me, that's the formula for why he's such a great leader.
In addition to his business accomplishments, Starnes has been a tireless community steward, serving on boards for a host of critical organizations, including the University of Alabama System Board of Trustees.
I think he wants to see people succeed. He wants to lend a helping hand to others whenever he can. He's got a big heart for people, for the city of Birmingham, for the state of Alabama.
During his tenure, he elevated all of the board. And because of that, we accomplished a great deal.
His legacy, colleagues say every organization he touched, he left better than he found it.
Stan had a relatively short period of time on the board under our rules, and I think he'll be remembered as accomplishing as much as anybody has ever accomplished. It just took him a third of the time it takes everybody else.
He's someone in every area he's touched, he's made it better. And I think everybody that has an encounter with him comes away, learning something, and somehow improved in their life in terms of their interactions with him.
Please join me welcoming Stan Starnes.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be with you today. I appreciate you having me. I appreciate the Kiwanis Club bestowing this recognition on my family. I am grateful to so many people. I'm grateful to our sponsors. It's been said that people sometimes have the opportunity to stand on the shoulders of giants. I've had that opportunity in abundance. John McMahon, Darrell Crowe, Miller Gorey, Jim Gorey, Jeff Stone, my colleagues at the University of Alabama Board of Trustees. Nobody has been more blessed than I with respect to the opportunities they have been given. And that all starts with family. Family is the foundation of all of the joy of life. And if nothing else matters, family will sustain you. If nothing else works, family will preserve you. Family counts more than anything. And having said that, I will simply close by saying faith, family, and friends enable you to do whatever you wish to do. Thank you.
Thank you so very much to the committee, Bob, Billy, and Catherine, for your great work. We appreciate what you have done here today in planning such an incredible event. As we conclude today's event, I would like to extend our gratitude once again to our sponsors, Renaissance Bank, Brassville and Gorey, ProAssurance, Starnes Davis Flory, LLP, First Horizon Bank, HOR, the Feather and Gill Foundation, the Birmingham Business Alliance, Bridgeworth Savant, Coca-Cola Bottling Company United, Medical Properties Trust, Ligon Industries, Regions, Sanford, University of Alabama System, and the Welch Group. Your support truly has been instrumental in making today a success. Thank you so very much to our sponsors. Join me again, everyone, in giving our newest members of the Birmingham Business Hall of Fame another round of applause. And we would ask that our honorees and their families stay close to the front of the stage for photos. We love capturing things with beautiful photos. A reminder for all of our guests parked in the 4th Avenue deck across the street to please see Kiwanis staff and volunteers in the downtown lobby so that you can have your ticket validated. Thank you again, everyone, so very much for being with us today. This has been a wonderful, wonderful program, and it is now concluded. Thank you. Please enjoy the rest of your day.